So today, obviously, we're talking about social media. And you've got me, not Liz. We all know how to use Zoom, so it's all good. If there's any of you who hasn't actually joined us before, and I'm maybe a bit different than Liz, I use the Q&A, the chat, and also the hands up functionality. So if you've got any question, just type it in the Q&A or in the chat. I don't really check the hands up all the time, so you don't have to put your hand up for a question, just ask it right away. But if I do a little test or a little poll, I'll get you to put your hand up if needs be. All right. Got everything set up. All these windows, you can't see my screen, but I've got all these windows on top of the presentation. Ready to go. So first we're actually going to cover Facebook and look at how you can improve your Facebook performance, and we'll also continue with Instagram. We'll go look at other platforms and see which one you use, and we also included some case studies to help you get focused. So let's start with Facebook. I want you to understand obviously the role and importance of social media and its role in the path to purchase. So if you remember, we've talked about the travel purchase journey, and social media is really good at the start of that. So we've got some stats here from 2016 on social media, so it's still relevant. 70%, I guess, of your target market is going to have a social media account. 50% use it daily, totally normal. 1 in 4 person checks it more than 5 times per day, and I'm totally one of these. And hands up, who checks social media first thing in the morning? I'll put my hand up. Yeah. Some of you do have a life and don't actually check social media first thing in the morning. I don't actually have a TV, and people, you know, I'm sure there's been less the TV's lost viewers because people just check the news on social media. Excellent. And more people are likely to use a smartphone to check social media. Oh, did I go up without realizing? Hang on. There we go. It's just easier with the apps these days. 14% of us use social media to research product and services, so not as high as expected. Probably Google is still the biggest. Only 12% use it to research holiday and travel offers. But many of us follow a brand or business, and we expect discount giveaways using social media. The roles of social media for travel. Basically, when social media is a great tool for you to promote your business, but where it comes in really handy if you've got the right strategy in place is to let your guests brag and share the love about you when they're visiting you or after their holidays. And that's how you can really leverage social media, is by putting the processes in place in your business to get these people to share how much fun they've had with you. And that, you know, even if you haven't got round to Instagram yet, just by sharing your Instagram page and letting people know when they walk in and check in that this is how you tag us, this is where you post, you're going to be able to utilize all that free content that other people have created about you and utilize it to market yourself. So you actually put the process in place once, and then you're able to utilize that content to your advantage. Where I live up here, 7070 Lark Tours does that very well. They've actually trained all their guides when they do the safety briefing or about, you know, this is our Facebook page, this is our Instagram hashtag, this is how you post it. And by having done that, they've seen a massive increase in the post about them from their guests. So if we want to look again what I mentioned at the very beginning today, the role of social media in the travel purchase journey. So if we look at the travel purchase journey, which is not linear anymore, and people can really jump from one to another, especially with social media, we can see that social media has a very, very high influence, especially at those stages of dream and advocate. So advocate is the post purchase, if you want. So it's those people that have taken beautiful photos of your region or of your product and then sharing it on your behalf because they've had such a great experience, and it entices other people to dream about your region or your product and make a note to come and visit you in their next holidays. So it's really important that you align the content that you publish with your customers' interests so that you attract that traffic. All right, so if we look at our wheel of digital strategy, social media is really very important. But at this point, I still want to say that if you are doing social media, please focus still on creating content on your blog and sharing that via social media. So do not only create content on your social media account, but remember that your website and your blog is where you can actually create this new content where it will help you best with search engine optimization, and then you can push it to your different social media platforms. Key important of the strategy. So let's look at basically the mistakes. So we expect to, lots of people, tell us, oh, it doesn't work, I didn't get any bookings. Well, remember, social media is to help people dream about you or other people advocate for you. There may not be a direct link to bookings unless you do a very targeted Facebook ad, for example. So don't just focus on measuring the return on investment in bookings only. You can't expect high levels of engagement at the beginning. You need to grow that follower base. You also need to grow, your expertise in creating posts that create a high level of engagement. But I'll show you in Facebook Insights on how you can actually look at that and see what post has worked best. You need a plan, obviously, and you need to be consistent and active. It's not something that you can do as a one-off. Just checking if anyone's got any questions. No one yet. And understand the different purposes of the different of the platforms and the different audiences. All right, so this is done for the intro. We'll get through Facebook now. So really understand your customers well and focus on the content that they want. So this is a nice picture here of a wildlife park, and if you go to their Facebook profile, you realize right away that who their target market is obviously people that love wildlife and animals, and they create the content that is really linked around that. And video, obviously, you can see down here we've got a video that is really authentic and creates that rapport. I've got a note here on the right that I can't read. So make sure, as I explained it with the LARC or the 1770 LARC tours here, that has trained all the staff to let people understand how to post to their social media accounts. These guys up ocean rafting have actually trained all their staff to utilize GoPro cameras so they can capture those awesome photos of people having fun on tours. So it's not just something that you have to do yourself, as the boss or of the marketing manager, but you really need to put the processes in place to empower everyone in the business to be able to capture that content. I was training a caravan park in North Queensland a while back, and the management said, oh, you've got to train the receptionist on social media. And I said, who else sees visitors a lot? They said, oh, obviously the cleaners, because they're always in the park. I said, all right, bring the cleaners in the training session. And we could see that the cleaners had a much better understanding. And I think one of them really had a passion for social media, of how they could utilize social media in the park. So it's just not a one-man band here. As I said, people want to brag about the great experience that you've provided them. So if you can enable free Wi-Fi, please do it. That will definitely not only help people do their emails, but also share that free content that they have created for you and is going to be able to help you market. How often or not do you need to post on social media, Deborah? So I don't know, when you joined, I was saying at the very start today that we've done a study, and in Queensland, the average tourism operator, the tourism operators post on average 2.8 times a week. It's recommended, and you'll see that a little bit later, I would recommend at least 4 or 5 times a week. So definitely more than the average we have in Queensland at the moment. And obviously for your social with Facebook to work, you need a Facebook page. I think everyone knows that now. You need to post, measure, and then utilize Facebook advertising if you want to, because it's much more targeted than any sort of advertising. So this is an example of a great Facebook page of Witches Falls Cottages, which is a leading bed and breakfast in Queensland. And they've really, I wanted to show you here, they've really maximised the real estate with that hero image here. They've got fantastic reviews, 80 reviews. They understand the importance of reviews. And I like to talk about these guys because they were very beginners. They attended my first ever workshop in about 10 years ago it was now. They had just taken over the business and they had 4 TripAdvisor reviews, 2 good ones and 2 really bad ones. And just like any tourism business that had started that wasn't in the tourism industry before, they didn't know how to go about it. But they've done it all on their own. They actually even developed their own website. And they've managed bit by bit to implement these strategies in their business to grow. And they're really one of the best practice examples that I'd like you to refer to, because it really gives inspiration to a small business. Just checking if I've got any messages. Great. So you see that that picture here at the very top, which I've taken you here. So how many of you change your profile or your Facebook cover photo regularly? Could I please get a hands up? I mean, who's changed it in the last month? Maybe they'll be easier if I ask you this way. Oh, no one? Oh, okay, awesome. The Australian Adventure Park has changed it. All right, well, here's an opportunity for all of you, if you haven't changed it, to go and do that. But be aware that when you upload your cover photo, it actually notifies your followers, because it creates a post on your news feed of your page, which they will see. And if you don't take advantage of the real estate on the right here to describe what it is, you're losing a big opportunity to actually tell people about you. So that what this is basically the hero image, and they've provided really good information about what people are seeing. So I tucked away on a beautiful, tranquil temperate mountain in the Gold Coast. This is also known as Green Behind the Gold, 30 minutes from Gold Coast and less than an hour's drive from Brisbane. And then they've obviously put the location there and provide information to their target market. So you can see they've had like 56 likes, and this is most probably also due to the fact that they really have taken advantage of that real estate on the right of your screen. Hands up who's going to do that next time they change their Facebook photo, and I'll check the photos in a... Awesome. I'll be checking you out and following your Facebook pages this afternoon. It's very simple, but it's very effective. That's a great little tip. I've got a Q&A. How do you do it? I'm a novice. All right. Might be a best question to actually ask. I'll answer that question after, but it's very simple. If you don't find out how to do it during this webinar, I'll talk you through it after, at the end of the question. Is that all right? Excellent. So that's a great tip you can write down. Now, Facebook obviously also gives you the ability to write a little bit more about your business on your About page. So please fill out all the information that you possibly can as well there. I would like to ask if you're going to give us a link to the presentation. Yes, the recording is just being finalised, and I believe it will arrive to you shortly, but I'll follow that up, and you definitely have links to the recording, and also you'll have a link, the slides available to you this afternoon. That's definitely it, and I'm recording us, so I've double checked. Okay, what you need to do on your Facebook page, and it's really part of your online reputation marketing, online reputation strategy, is to respond to all these reviews. So Witches Falls Cottages do that really well. They've got 4.9 out of 5 stars. Lots of people will obviously leave your reviews on TripAdvisor, but now it's even more common to have some on Facebook and on your Google My Business listing. So make sure that your thank you email also points people to your Facebook page? Who's got a thank you email that sends people to their Facebook page once people have visited? No one. Who's got a thank you email that sends people to their TripAdvisor listing? Great. So maybe you're not quite sure what I mean by a thank you email. Basically, once your guest leaves, you send them a thank you email to let them know that you really appreciated having them on board your tour or with you, stay with you, and you point them in that email to the direct link on your TripAdvisor page to leave you a review. What is being done more and more now is actually you point them to a survey, and if they give you 4 or 5 stars in the survey, then you automatically point them to your TripAdvisor or Facebook or Google My Business page. If they don't give you a good rating on the survey, that's where you pick up the call, because avoiding a bad review is by calling them is much easier than having to craft a really good response. All right. Now, in terms of what you post, remember that social media is all about sharing and caring more so than selling. So think about your target customer. You know, they want to learn more about you. If they've obviously liked your page, there's a reason. They want to hear more about you. They may respond well to educational content, entertaining, inspirational, and then now and then sprinkle some sales. But do not do sales. You'll lose people. You know, they might decide to just hide your page. They might still like to follow you, but they might decide to hide your post. And Facebook automatically basically is getting better at showing your posts. So if there's content that's not relevant to your target market, you're going to lose engagement. And maybe, you know, Facebook will realize, well, you're not really relevant to the majority of your target market. I'm not going to show as many posts as their competitors who's doing a better job. So it's very important to post regularly and be consistent. So once a day here we've got, if you can, but I would say, look, if you can set yourself a target of 4 posts per week, that would be fabulous. Now we can see that in Queensland, tourism operators unfortunately do not have too much of a social media strategy in terms of how often they post, because sometimes in the statistics I see, you know, 0 posts one week, 20 posts the other week, 4 posts the following week. So try and stick to something quite regular, 4, 5 a week, because that is also a signal that you're giving to Facebook that you understand this social media stuff and you've got a strategy in place. If Facebook sees a lot of variation between your number of posts, and same thing with your engagement, it'll realize that you're not embracing it very well, and like Google might decide to rank you a bit lower than your competitors. So go and take a look at Witches Falls and see what they're doing. This is a nice example of a different type of post with a really good purpose. You know? It's obviously related, you know, they've got romantic B&B, so romance, and making sure that you've got the right partner is of interest to these people. They're not only posting about things to do Tambourine and the beautiful spa bath that they have in there. Make it really easy for your followers to get to the campaign that you're running. So you can actually link pages in your post. If you write, you know, if you've got a competition or anything, specials for Valentine's Day or for Mother's Day, put the link directly to your landing page for the special for Mother's Day. Don't send people straight to your homepage. That's going to make it harder for them to book. Let's check. Who's got a special going on for Mother's Day at the moment? Not too late. Lisa? Ooh, who will have a special going on for Mother's Day after this recording? No one? It's a good idea. Don't think my husband knows yet what he's going to get me. The other thing that's totally underutilized in Facebook, oh, sorry, I see my little rounds, my little square there's moved a bit, is follow other pages. So as a person on Facebook, we're all very familiar with following, you know, our friends, so we see what's happening on their newsfeed, but the same thing applies to your page. Your page can follow other businesses, and then you can actually go and easily share that content. So that news feed for your other pages has moved many times recently, and where it's located here, it's where it says see pages feed here on the right. So do that. Definitely you can go and follow Tourism Tribe, obviously, but also follow, you know, Visit Fraser. Is it Visit Fraser Coast? Visit Fraser Coast. Also follow Queensland, also follow Australia. Follow other pages that your target market may be interested in. And then you can share some of that content as well. So maybe you could have your plan that once a week you will post by sharing content of the pages that you follow. And also engage with these pages, because some of these pages, for example, your RTO's page may have a much bigger following. And if they post something that is relevant to your audience, you can interact and post as your page, and that will signal the followers of that page or the people that have actually engaged in that thread that you exist, and you may actually get visits from them. Who's currently responding to or engaging as a page on posts and pages that is relevant to their visitors? So if this is your business and you follow Visit Fraser Coast, who is engaging with the posts on Fraser Coast as a business, not as a person? All right, well, here's a big opportunity for your action plan. The visibility you get from that and the new followers you would get as well is very large, because they've got more target, I guess, a bigger demographic than you. Then people can actually see the pages that you've liked on your page as well. So here's a good sample of who you should be following. Queensland Tourism Awards, visit queenslandaustralia.com. And this is actually Tourism Tribe, so Destination Q may not be of interest to you. Tourism with Sundays, Call Life Magazine. To follow a page as your page, this is what you need to do. You actually need to go to the page you'd like to follow, and then click the three dots. Sorry, I've lost my mouse for a second. Click the three dots and click here. It'll say like as your page, obviously, because we already like it. It's saying unlike at the moment. How am I going for time? Could someone let me know the time? Because when I'm doing presentations like this, the time disappears from my computer and I haven't actually brought my my phone next to me. So I don't know what, oh, thanks, Nicole, 12:54. All right, still got half an hour to go. Oops. So this is when you actually further refine your settings. All right, so track your Facebook performance. There wasn't many of you that were actually tracking the, oh great, Australia's Nature Coast. Excellent, so thank you, Pauline, for sharing that you were told to follow Australia's Nature Coast. Well, I will go and follow that one as well. Thanks for the tip. Okay, so tracking your page performance is really important, and guess what? The data is not as mind-boggling as Google Analytics. It's a bit easier to understand for anyone that doesn't have a statistical background, and you obviously access that through your Facebook Insights. And you should make a note to report, to have a look at the stats on a monthly basis, especially because Facebook doesn't allow you to go back for months like Google Analytics does. So let me take you through here. So this is the overview, but I want to delve straight into the important reports, and I will show you. This is a sample. This is an example actually that I took from our local Tourism and Commerce Association here, Visit Agnes 1770, that we run. So when you go in the posts report, which is available down here, what I'd like you to do is pay attention on the top right here, and you use that drop down to select just engagement rate. You can see a difference. Oh no, I haven't got it. But that way you can actually see just the engagement rate. It's a bit easier to understand. And let's have a quick glance. We can see here right away that this post, which was actually a share that I did of someone that visited this beautiful resort that we have here. So I've seen that post because we follow that resort as a page, and I've simply shared that, and that had the best engagement by far much better than every other post. And it was a real story about someone who actually goes and visits, I can't remember, they're not walking anywhere, but it's this older gentleman that has gone to many resorts around the world and said that, here lagoons, you could have thought you were in Tahiti. So it was just a from the heart story. And this is a picture of him leaving lagoons, nothing specific or by the pool, but it really appealed to our target audience. So what sort of engagement level have we got in your Facebook? Have you had a chance to take a look? I'd say, anything above 6 is pretty good by the looks of our average here. But yeah, have a look at what you've got, learn from the best post, have a look at what they are. They obviously a photo post, and that was a share, and try and always improve that engagement rate. So you can make a note in your business, this month we're aiming for an average engagement rate of blah, blah, blah to get everyone on board. Video post here, you can see the difference. 7%, that's great. Video post had a great engagement as well. And the reach obviously is how many people will see your post. So the more engagement, normally the higher the reach, especially if people share your post. Now, this is telling us who are the people that like your page. So it's talking about demographics as opposed to target market. Target market is who you would like to follow your page. This is who is following your page. So we can see that on this page, and I can't remember who it is, but we can see that the majority are women between 25 and 54. Is that in line with our target market? Yes, no. Do we need to change that? If yes, possibly do some more ads. And if you notice that if I was looking at this page and I know that the target market is men between 55 and 64, well, I know I've got a big job ahead of me to actually do some targeted ads to the men between 55 and 64 so I can grow that. So my audience on Facebook is the audience I want to have. Now, there's something really important that has appeared on Facebook recently, and this is the local tab. Who's actually seen this local tab? I've been wondering myself for a very long time. I keep on seeing people that checking in, you can check in Agnes Water. We get 500 check-ins a week, and you probably get way more in Fraser Coast. Or in your business. But I was like, they're checking. I'm sure there is a way we could soon be able to market to them. Well, guess what? This is what the local report tells you. It shows you the activity in the peak hours, the demographics, and you can do some targeted local ads. So this is our office here of our local tourism organisation, and it's the address that we have on Facebook. And it tells us that there is people nearby, the busiest between 10 and 11 on Saturday, and the top age group is 18 to 24. Most of them are tourists. What I can do then, I can actually set up some ads to target the people when they are here in region. Has anyone done this before? Hand up. I haven't tested it myself for the region, but I will certainly be doing it because it's amazing to be able to target people within 20 kilometres. Great. Well, we've got some more opportunities here. Now, there's something you may have not known, but you could see basic information about your competitors on Facebook, so you're going to be able to check yourselves out. If you actually go on a page and you click, on the left on the menu here, you'll see home, about, book now, photos, reviews, and you click on likes, you're going to be able to have a bit of information about the people that like this page. Can't see the one on Visit Mackay here. We've got 822 people that like it. There's been 1,100 that checked in. Interesting to see that people that check in don't actually always like your page. 10,000 page likes and 77 new page likes in the last, I can't see the time frame here. So really good tip to see. Similar here, similar one here. Now, if you want to look at how your page has been performing or how a competitor's page has been performing, you can use this tool called Likealyzer. So like and like analyzer, the American spelling, likealyzer.com. And I'll give you some information about whoever you entered. So we've done that for Witches Falls Cottages, and they've given us, oh, the screenshot is not very good, but there's got some really good relevant information down below there. There we go. This is what we see for ocean rafting. So see the number of likes, the growth, and compared to other similar brands. So give that a crack. You'll have to do it once a week or once a month to see how your competitors are evolving. There's another great tool that is probably easier to use if you're comparing on a longer period of time, and it's called the Fan Page Karma, and it's free to use, but obviously, you know, it doesn't give you all the specific data. But what I've done is I've quickly gone and plonked some things in here. So we've got the Gladstone region. This is us, Agnes Water, our local LTO. The Gladstone region, visit Fraser Coast, visit Bundaberg. We can see that our local LTO doesn't have as many fans, but you can see that the growth weekly is better than some of the bigger players. The Visit Gladstone has got the best engagement by far, but you could compare. So you could have a few of your competitors here to see how you're going. And this is good to actually, again, show at your staff meetings. So you only don't talk about you, but say this is how we're performing within the rest of the industry. So I want to talk to you a little bit about Facebook advertising. And there's advertising in lots of different social media platforms. And obviously why it is so good for your business is you can really hone in on who you want to advertise to, because Facebook knows everything about us. Every time I like something, so, you know, I like paddleboarding. So when there's photos or videos of paddleboarding, I'll mention as sup. Facebook serves me that content. I like it, I share it. So if a new paddleboard company wanted to advertise, they would select the people that like paddleboarding within Queensland. Well, guess what? I would be one of them, because my signals to Facebook by liking that content has actually shown that I am someone who loves paddleboarding. So I'll be, not only would I be really receptive to the ad, but I'm most likely going to share, purchase, or engage. So advertising online is a form of paid media as opposed to owned media, which would doing that corresponds to your website, or earned media, people recommending you online. So it goes with traditional advertising, but obviously you can target much better, and it's got a much better return on investment. It provides a simple framework in which to prioritize and measure your digital strategies. And basically the paid media fits to attract people to your site. You can do advertising online, but what's going to happen is you've got to direct people somewhere, and these people are smart, and they're not going to always believe what you say, but they're going to be checking what people say about you. So you need to have a really strong online reputation. I know that some regions in Queensland won't even take people on a familial with local businesses unless they have a 4-star rating minimum on TripAdvisor. So, you know, you need to aim for a 4-star minimum on TripAdvisor before you do any advertising. Make sure you have a mobile friendly site, and most of the search will come from mobile. If you send them to your site and they've come from Facebook on their mobile and it's not mobile, they're just going to go away. Too difficult, really. Have online booking, and make sure you've got tracking installed so you can see if this campaign has actually worked. In Google Analytics, you can actually use something called Google URL Builder, and I urge you to actually go and Google that up, especially if you're doing campaigns, and that will allow you to track all your campaigns in one simple format in Google Analytics. So you'll be able to see campaign A that you've done on Facebook at that date, and you know that it's cost you $500, and if the campaign call to action was for people to buy, and you've got the proper conversion tracking on your website, you could have seen that $500 has returned $4,000. So then you know that this is a really good return on investment. Without all this tracking properly set up, it's going to be very difficult for you to understand if people have actually purchased from you or not further to your Facebook ad. So how do you check if you've got Google Analytics installed? And the easiest way here is just to go to gachecker.com. This is more of a manual way down here. Why would you want to advertise on Facebook? I think we understand that, you know, there's a lot of users and they're really targeted. And when you've got people on Facebook, they're here they're really here ready to hear about what they want. Facebook advertising allows you to really give a solution to people. So you don't capture them like Google AdWords when people start their search. You capture them when they're already relaxing and interested to hear about something that would suit their lifestyle. Make sure though, and how many times do I see Facebook ads that are totally not targeted to me on my Facebook, make sure that you laser target your ideal audience. What you can do when you do Facebook ads, and I've done this very successfully when we're traveling with This Is Our Australia. So This Is Our Australia used to be our main Facebook page when we were caravanning around Australia. And I have about 25,000 followers at the moment. But what I wanted to do is grow the audience. So I wanted, you know, we were probably sitting at 2,000 followers at the very beginning. And what I did is I decided to advertise to people on Facebook that have the same characteristics as the people that are already following us. So it's very powerful. Facebook would look at all the characteristics of my audience and then reproduce this audience as a target market for my Facebook ads. So it pays to really look into the different settings of Facebook advertising. How many people use Facebook? So obviously 1.8 billion users, but it's quite interesting to see that we've got 15 million monthly Aussie users and 11 million daily users. So almost half our population here. YouTube, if I just want to quickly mention a few things, has got heaps of users, but totally underutilized platform. Best thing you can do though, if you want a simple YouTube strategy, is every time you do a video for Instagram or Facebook, quickly push it with your smartphone to YouTube as well. Got a question here. What's AdWords conversion tracking? So, sorry, should have seen that in the other slide. So when you set up AdWords, it's a way to track if basically your campaign from AdWords into your Google Analytics. So nothing to do with Facebook. All right, so to get started with the ad, you obviously need to have your Facebook account. Then you can set up an ad account. And interesting to note here that the people who manage your Facebook account, you know, that are admins or editors, don't automatically have got access to your ad account. You need, if you want them to manage the payment, you need to give them access. So choose your ad type. I'll take you through it. Then set up your targeting, create the first ad, set up the campaign, the billing, and then go through the results and improve. To create your ads, so there's a few different things. There's a Facebook boost, which just basically boosts a post, whereas your ad is really through the management platform, which is under the drop-down arrow here, and then create adverts. Do I still have a question? Oh no, sorry. So you go through here, and I'm not going to go through all these, but you will see them once you get into your Facebook account, and you've got lots of different predetermined objectives. So to increase awareness, to increase traffic, to increase conversions, and this is what they look like. So you've got awareness, consideration, traffic, and you can see which one the most popular are. This is how to track Facebook, and you'll need probably help with your web developer to do that, but you now actually can use a small piece of code which is called the conversion pixel that can be added to your website so that Facebook can easily communicate to your website when someone takes an action. It's much, like I said, it helps with tracking conversions on your website. So you really need your Google Analytics, that conversion pixel set up. when you do Facebook ads. And when I mentioned the audience targeting, so I said I've replicate the audience that I have on This Is Our Australia to my ad, and that worked really well for us. But you've also got demographic targeting and interest-based targeting, custom audience, look-aloud audience. That's the one I mentioned. Now, what's really clever as well, and you may not have thought about it, who sets up events on Facebook quite regularly? We do that. Great. So when you set up events, you are actually able to, and you conduct ads, you are able to target the people that said that they were interested or attended your event. So basically you've created an event, well, let's say the Blues and Roots Festival we run here in February. So we've got an event page, an event subset in Facebook, and we're able to target these people that have said that they are, that have attended or have shown interest in the event, and show them a new ad. So if you want to know, want to be able to access more people in your Facebook, you could actually set up an event, and it doesn't have to be a massive thing, but it could be, you know, the start of the whale watching season, or just some sort of celebration. You could also set up an event for Mother's Day if you still have availability. So where's your ad going to be shown? Lots of different options, Facebook obviously being the first one, but it can appear on many different things such as Instagram, audience networks, specific mobile devices as well. So the majority of you will pretty much just do Facebook and Instagram, but this change, you know, Facebook changes on a daily basis, and they keep on making their ads area of the business stronger because they hold all this data about you. You can set a daily or a limited budget or lifetime budget, decide when it starts, when it stops, decide to show it at specific times of the day. And then you've got to look at the different options of your ad. You would have seen the carousel ads that you can see to tell a story, or a single image or video, or a slideshow. So many options, but make sure when you write text on your pictures, you stick to about 20% text rule. You can use your own images, you can upload images that you found online. Obviously, you've got to make sure that you've got the right usage to these pictures. I would always say it's best to utilize an image that is your own, especially one that your target market responds best to. Quickly, a few words about the structure of the ad. So it will say sponsored. That text there is really your 5-second pitch, 5-second elevator pitch. You can have a punchy headline. You can change this call to action to what suits your type of ad. Ensure you've got the right landing page URL. And really that photo is the one that will capture people's attention. All right, so I finished Instagram. Oh, sorry, I finished Facebook. I'll go through Instagram shortly. It's much shorter than Facebook, but did anyone have any questions on Facebook while I'm here? If you think about the question later, don't worry, I'll take more questions at the end. Okay, we'll go through Instagram. So it's less popular as a platform for our tourism businesses, but it's a really, really popular platform where you can express your creativity and show beautiful imagery. It has a younger audience than Facebook, but it gets greater engagement. On Instagram, I'd like you to go and follow your local photographers, videographers, drone pilots, and find out who these guys are, because they'll be the ones that create this awesome imagery that you can use and easily share. This is a picture that Liz took. So make sure that you first understand. Obviously, an important element of Instagram is those hashtags here on the right, and have a list of the hashtags that are popular to your target market and to your region. So when you create a post, do tag your post with these hashtags so other people can find them. this is obviously one that you'd like to follow and that you'd aim to get your post appear in Australia. And I'll show you a little story here. The story will come in the next few slides. So here's an example of a few different ones. We've got visit Fraser Coast and Witches Falls Cottages, a little bit like Facebook, but a much lower scale. Make sure you've got the right information about your business in your description. You can see the use of the emojis can really get people to look straight, attract the eye of the people. So here we've got palm tree, whale, swimming and sunset. Immediately we know what this destination is about. And here, Witches Falls Cottages, you know, they could have used a glass of champagne and a spa bath. Post, in terms of how often to post on Instagram, at least once per day. If you can, aim to be consistent and include videos. So basically, try and post as often as you think is relevant. If you aim for 4 times a week on Facebook, aim for 4 times a week on Instagram as well, and stick to something regular and consistent. Oh, there we go. Here's the emojis I was mentioning. So the filters and emojis make it more thumb stopping, as we call it. So you need to understand basic image editing techniques when you take photos on Instagram, because you've got a lot of competition, and it's worth spending a little bit of time on your iPhone and understand the rules, the rule of thirds. So you can actually set up a grid on your iPhone to see the rule of thirds, and that's all in the image tutorial in Tourism Tribe. And understand how to play with the saturation. Normally, if you change the saturation, it makes your images pop, but don't oversaturate them because they look really fake. So I think these images here have got a nice balance. It's just an extra 10 seconds that you take when you take the photo, and that could get you much more exposure on Instagram, especially. So here's a beautiful photo taken in Broome. And the fact that they've actually tagged, hashtagged See Australia, and the fact that it is an amazing photo has got them to appear on australia.com Instagram page. So the winning factors here is an amazing photo, a little bit of editing, ensuring that they've got the right hashtags, and we've got here up to 30 per post. I would say don't just put too many hashtags, and you can see people now put hashtags in the comments. So you could put the most important ones in your post, but then the rest of the hashtags in the comments. And look at the exposure that has created for them. So it's more, remember, about that dream brand awareness side that we're aiming. And this photo may have not returned immediate sales, and it would have been very, very difficult to track the sales from this post. But in your Google Analytics, you could possibly see an increase of visitors to your website from Instagram, provided you've got the link to your website easily findable by people that follow you, or make it easy for them. Create stories as well. You can use Instagram stories to engage your fans, and remember to track your performance. So it's not as good as as Facebook is, but it does give you basic insights. So first thing you need to do is you need to convert, if you haven't done that yet, you need to convert your page to a business profile. That will put that contact button here, and then you are able to access the insights from your page. I've got a few screenshots here of the insights, so you can see the top posts, the reach, and the number of profile views. Quite important, an important measure here to see people might see a photo, they've got the ability to say, oh, who are these guys? That would be a good measure to measure on a monthly basis with your analytics data. Impressions and how many click-throughs. This is also something that you want to focus on. So check today what you've got and make a plan to check on a monthly basis and to see if your efforts have paid off. You can actually also do ads from within Instagram as opposed to ads on Facebook that will show on Instagram. Not as the platform from just within Instagram is definitely not as advanced as it is if you do it via Facebook, but you can do ads. Obviously, Instagram and Facebook are the two most used in our industry, but there are other platforms, and this is a really good slide to actually see the social sites used by the different demographics. So, you know, Facebook is still the majority, but we've got Snapchat, Pinterest. We can see Pinterest definitely is more female-based than male. So if your target market is females, definitely invest in Pinterest. So you'll be able to really consider your target market in terms of who you're going to, which platform you're going to use. If your target market is, you know, grey nomads, they're unlikely to be on Snapchat, so Snapchat wouldn't be the best platform for you. But if you're like ocean rafting up in North Queensland and your target market is really young and adventurous, that would be a really good one to use. So what is Snapchat? It's a real-time photo, video, text messaging application targeted to the youth market. 60% of people under 30 are on Snapchat. Daily active users in Australia, 3 million. So if we remember well, we had 11 million on Facebook, 3 million on Snapchat. High engagement. You've got geo filters to engage with your local audience. You can upload a snap of their Snap story. So definitely one to consider. Who's using? Did I ask who's using Snapchat? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, one. Is it working for you, Deborah? Oh, sorry, Elisa. Is it working for you, Snapchat? I'm going to have to scroll up to remember which business you work from. Can't remember. Oh, Nicole as well. Oh, no, you're not. Okay, you just had your hand up. So look into Snapchat. We've got a great tutorial on Snapchat in Tourism Tribe. So definitely head there as your first port of call. So I still can't find my, I'll need someone to tell me what the time is again. I'm sorry, I didn't actually bring my phone next to me. No worries. 1:24, woohoo, oh, okay, great. So I still have a few minutes to finish and then time for questions, perfect timing. So if we look at the conclusion and what I want you to take home, social media is just a way of life. So it is a platform that you absolutely must be on. If your target market is using it. I doubt that, I haven't come across one business in the tourism industry yet that should not be on social media. It's very important for those dream and advocate stages of travel, or shall I say advocate when the people have actually finished your tour, or you know, they have experienced your product and they will provide you with that free content to market your business and to help other or all their friends dream about their next holiday. Social media sits as a very important facet of your strategy, but you really need to look at your target market to be able to develop meaningful content. So if you haven't actually looked at the persona tutorial yet on Tourism Tribe, this is where you should start. There is another good resource that I've come across recently, which is called the business something canvas, business planning canvas, and the value proposition canvas, which will really help you ascertain who is your target market and how to craft content for them. So that could be something you may want to be looking into as well. And definitely, yes, use those personas that I said. You can look at this tutorial that I mentioned on the personas is on Smart Marketing Spend tutorial, and also look at the webinar number 2 where we covered how to develop those personas. Get the strategic foundations right. Optimize that real estate. Remember that Facebook cover image that I mentioned at the very start, where Witches Falls Cottages had done a really good job at optimizing and writing a clever description about that page. If you haven't verified your page yet, or if you don't know what I mean, go and check in your setting that your page has been verified. Another element here that I haven't mentioned, but really answer your Facebook messages as quick as you would be answering your emails, or even faster. I was training someone the other day who told me she'd turn the Facebook messaging functionality off because she had turned it on and then hadn't realized that it got emailed to the wrong email address and it was never checking it. So I said, no, we have to turn it on. And if you haven't turned it on yet, the best way to have it is on your Facebook Pages app on your phone. Create a posting schedule, so 4 times a week for both at least. Write post with a purpose which is aligned to your marketing strategy and your persona. Set the goals and measure the performance. So definitely go and look at your Facebook Insights. Support your local community by liking the pages and engaging, and support yourself as a business, definitely by commenting as a business in those threads on the pages that you're following. And understand the opportunities to target when you are paying for ads. We've got a great resource on Tourism Tribe for Facebook, obviously. Remember that advertising is very cost effective, but understand those target market best before you do it, because you don't want to spend time advertising to people that don't want to hear from you. So choose your ad carefully. If you create ads, do at least 2 so you can look at the statistics and play them against each other and see which ad has actually had the best conversion. Install the Facebook conversion pixel if you send traffic to your website from Facebook, as opposed to sending people just to like your page. And monitor and tweak. So in your Facebook adverts console, you'll be able to look at all these statistics, and it can be quite mind-boggling, but it's definitely worth it, because you could be reaching twice the number of people and increasing your conversion simply by looking at what has happened on your ads and analyzing it and improving your ads. If we look at Instagram, the focus is really about beautiful visuals and photos. As it's younger than Facebook, but the engagement is much stronger. Go and find out your regional hashtags, copy them in the notes of your phone, because that's pretty much the best way to copy them and easily paste them. Explore Snapchat if you're targeting the youth market, and here are the links to the 2 different tutorials on Tourism Tribe about Instagram and Snapchat. So this is it for me today. I will take questions, and then you'll also receive a survey post this workshop. Head over to Tourism Tribe. Don't forget that we're here if you've got any questions in the forum. And who was asking me? There was one person, Pauline. Pauline, stay online and I'll help you show you how to change your Facebook cover image once everyone else has asked their question. So I'm here. Grab me while you can and let me know what you think, or if you've got any question of how we can help. Otherwise, if you're ready to go, and what were you doing? Change your Facebook cover image, or make sure you've got a description. Feel free to go, and we'll be sending you the slides and the recording after the, well, they're definitely the slides after this presentation, but the recording will come in a few days, and I'll check on last seminar's recording as well to make sure you get it shortly. So you can chat to me via the Q&A or just in the chat. What are they again? Oh, sorry. How can we train people who search on Google instead of clicking on, oh geez. That's a totally question that's totally outside of what we've covered today. I'll need to change my mind frame to go into thinking Google instead of social media. If you don't mind, Deborah, I'll just wait if there's any other questions on social media before I answer your question. But if you do want to go ask that question, Deborah, maybe the best place to ask it would be in the Tourism Tribe forum, because you'll get responses or visibility to about 800 other tourism businesses that may be willing to share with you how they've achieved that. Correct. So Lisa, basically Facebook is getting smarter and smarter like Google, and they want to show the most relevant content to their audience, remembering they know everything about you because all the likes, the share and comments that you do, and it understands the word that you write. So if people have liked your page but don't continue to engage with your content, it's quite normal basically, because people notice that they like your page but they're not really engaging with your content, so they're going to decide to take advantage of the real estate that they have on their newsfeed to show them stuff that they're most interested in. So for example, I may have liked other pages while traveling around Australia, maybe like, you know, bed and breakfast in the middle of Tasmania, but because I'm not there at the moment, I don't interact too much with their content, so it seems to be showing me more paddleboarding stuff because they know that's what I like. Oh yes, what are the 2 links you said to look up business? Okay, so it's called, now remember, business model canvas and value proposition canvas. If you Google that and you click on images, you'll be able to download some templates, but you can find them on Strategizer. And it's fabulous. Like, it's a really good exercise to do because you can put it really on the wall and it gets you to really hone in on who your target market is, what they're interested in. How can you make sure you're delivering on these, especially the value proposition one? You understand what the roadblocks are for your target market, and it helps you really formulate your marketing message so that it speaks to them and addresses these roadblocks. I found similar than Google. Sorry, Nicole, can you just rephrase that question? I found similar thing than Google My Business by Bing. Oh, so you mean you've got on Bing, you found something similar as Google My Business. Well, is it worth utilizing? Have a look at your Google Analytics and see how much business you actually get from Bing. I would say, I haven't actually bothered setting it up on Bing for anyone, simply because my time is limited and I focus on the lowest hanging fruit that will bring me the best return, and that's still Google My Business. So by all means, you know, if it only takes you a few minutes to set it up, do it, but don't put all your eggs in that basket. While I was talking here, oh, sorry. Yeah, give it a go and let us know how you go. Deborah, you were asking, how can we train people who search on Google instead of clicking on Airbnb or stay to click your homepage to make bookings? Well, obviously you can do specific ads, but they will not appear all the time. But I recommend you do ask in Tourism Tribe Support Forum. But I got an email. We stayed in Noosa last week with Liz delivering training, and I actually received an email, a post-stay, you know, that thank you email that you receive with links to TripAdvisor, and they actually had provided me with a coupon code that if I book direct and I enter the coupon code direct, I'll get 5% off. So that's a way to actually promote that book direct to your past guest, but I understand your question is more about avoiding people clicking on booking.com. Now, what's going to happen is you still need to be listed on booking.com because sometimes you've got no chance ranking for those keywords that they appear in. But yes, if it's mainly your business, what I would do is also ensure your Google My Business listing has got great image, because when people Google your business name, your Google My Business listing will appear on the right of their screen, and their eyes will immediately be attracted to the images. All right. I'll just go through my Q&A. Real estate on Facebook with a cover photo. Oh, yep, Pete, no worries. Hang on, I'll go back to my first slide. Where was I? Was it here? Oh, check that out. So that's what I mean. When you upload your cover photo, it will appear on your news feed with the description. So that's what I mean with the real estate available here. Don't leave that description blank. Does that answer your question? That's it. That is basically when you edit when you upload your Facebook cover photo, you've got the ability to add a description. That's where you add it. It's like any photo that you upload. Hope I've answered your question. And to upload your cover photo for for Pauline. You just hover over it and shoot it, and a little edit pencil will appear. All right. Well, if there's no further question, oh no, there's one more. That's right. Yep. Click the description and you see the photo, Pete. Perfect. If there's no more questions, feel free to go, and I'll be on manning the Tourism Tribe live chat after this. So if you forget something, please do jump on there and ask me. Otherwise, I look forward to answering your question in the forum. Until next time, thanks everyone.